Hi guys, and welcome to the Gungeon, and we are in the Gungeon as always. I'd like to thank everyone for the likes, subscribes, and comments to the channel. If you can continue to do that, that would be wonderful. So I hope everybody has had a great and wonderful new year, safe new year, and with your family and friends, and I hope you've enjoyed everything. And you had a great Christmas too. And I said I wasn't going to do any videos, and I wasn't going to have a special guest, but today we got lucky for a special guest sitting next to me. This is the person behind all the thumbnails that you see and all the little quirky little sayings that she does during the comments and all the editing that you see. It wouldn't be possible if I didn't have her. And don't start your crying. Anyway, so this is my wife. Her name is Lisa. So she's the one that was going to be our special guest. So what do you think? First time being on camera?
First time being on the camera, not too bad.
A little relaxed. You got to get loosened up a little bit. You don't have to get all excited.
I got loosened up before I came in here.
Okay. Yeah, she's in the Gungeon room, guys, and normally that's not a place that she likes to hang out in. She's not too much into guns like I am. She's just behind me, And there's a saying that goes by. I don't know how that saying goes. Behind every good man is a what?
Even better woman.
Look. So that came across. Well, anyway, so today we're not going to talk about guns. This is actually going to be a two-part topic that we are going to talk about. It's a topic that she feels strongly about and that I feel strongly about. And it's a topic that we don't agree on. She has her opinion towards things and I have my opinion towards things. And we're going to get a younger person in here who's going to be here soon, maybe next week or maybe the following week. I'm going to have him do it. But we're going to have Austin back, and he's going to talk, or my son actually, and we're going to talk about their opinion towards this topic and see how they feel about it.
That way we can kind of give you an opinion from so many different levels. I mean, from a 30-year-old, from a 50-year-old, from an almost 60-year-old. I mean, just different perspectives. Which one are we doing?
What do you mean, which one are we doing? We're doing about your most famous topic that you want to talk about, road rage.
Well, road rage, yeah, but that's okay. So then the other one that I wanted to do is also a multi-parter.
That'll be a multi-parter too, but this one's going to be about the road rage.
Yes.
Okay, so would you like me to start this topic or this debate that we are getting ready to have, guys? Because it's going to be a debate. Or do you want to start and give yourself your opinion?
Honestly, it doesn't matter because as soon as you say something that I feel I need to interject something, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, I know that because you always do. Anyway, guys, so I'll start with this. Here recently, we've had an uptake in road rage. And, I know that road rage isn't necessarily guns, but yes, it is guns. It has to do with guns because these incidents recently, people have actually pulled out their firearm and shot the person because of a road rage incident. Now, these are only my opinions and only her opinions. These are not we're not singling anybody out or saying anything about a certain age group or anything like that. But it does seem to be the younger generation, and there is some of my generation type of people that are in their 50s and 60s that have done the same exact thing. But now I'm going to give you my opinion towards all this. So, like I said, I'm not signaling anybody out, but you're going to hear me talk about certain things that some of you guys might not like because it has to do with you. And that is the first one, motorcyclists. Okay. I owned my own motorcycle. I had two exactly. I had a two-wheeler and I've had a trike. What I don't agree with, I don't know where all you motorcyclists think that you're gifted. You can drive down the middle of the road, right down the center, and that you can go to the side because you're too antsy to wait like the rest of us do in vehicles. You're too antsy and you want to ride down the right side and take off just so you can get ahead of 3 or 4 cars.
Yeah,
is that necessary?
Just because you're smaller. You're smaller, you want to zoom by. Are you showing something? Are you
trying
to make a statement?
Is this necessary? No, it's not necessary. And, I would never do this, but there's so many times I would think about opening my door and knocking you off your bike. This is my opinion. Okay, will I ever do it? No. But believe you me, it goes right here in my head, and I think about it all the time, about opening my door and knocking your butt right off that bike and let you see what it feels like. Because why you can't wait like the rest of us? When I was a responsible motorcycle rider, I waited. I didn't have a problem with it. And matter of fact, when I went to school to get my motorcycle license, nowhere did any of my instructors or nowhere did it say that I can ride down the middle of a street or I can take off real fast down the right hand shoulder and zoom past a bunch of people just so I can get ahead. I think that is ridiculous.
It's arrogant.
And you know, something happened the other day with a 150cc scooter. We all know what 150cc's is. It's nothing. Okay? It shouldn't even be on the roads. It shouldn't even be tagged in my opinion. Okay? But I had this guy turn around on a certain street that I can't really name and I don't like to name, but all of a sudden he's coming up and the lane says merge. Clearly says merge with lines all in it. And what does this fool want to do? Drive all the way down, all the way to the bitter end where he's almost in the dirt and almost got creamed by a semi-truck. Why? Because patience. He had no patience. He thinks he's entitled to just pull in front of anybody. And you know what? I don't know where he got that entitlement from. I don't know if it says it on your motorcycle license that you're entitled to just cut people off and pull in front of them, that people are going to stop. But there's been so many statistics with motorcyclists who have been stupid like that, crash and kill themselves. Or for the ones of you who like to get up and just do a wheelie and go straight down the street. You know something? Keep it on a track. You want to do that kind of stuff? You want to get going 200-300 miles an hour? Go to a track and do that.
There is a time and place for that. And clearly, in the middle of rush hour traffic, that's not the time nor the place.
No, and I've seen this person do this multiple times down this street, and yet nobody had said something to him. Me, personally, I want to stop him and say, are you an idiot? Do you want to die? Do you have a death wish on you? You know, really?
I'm sure you're cussing him in your car.
Oh, I'm cussing like you would not believe. You know, I'm not going to cuss on camera here, of course, but yeah. Boy, am I cursing him, and boy, am I hoping he falls off of that thing. Not get hurt, not get killed, but just to learn a little bit of a little lesson, some little, road rash or something like that, a little lesson to show you that
you're not invincible.
Right, and you have no respect. You don't have the respect, and just because you think you could you don't have the right to get cut in front of anybody. You got the same rights I do. We're all going to the same place. And you know what makes me laugh the most is that you'll do that and you'll turn around and end up, 3, maybe 4 cars in front of me? Really? Is it that much important for you to possibly hit a rock in the street? Some animal might come out in front of you and you fall off your bike because you want to go to the right or go straight down the middle?
Or you startle another driver and then they crash into someone else.
Exactly, because Florida is full of senior citizens.
Loud sound, I know, sounds like that really get me going. I hear a motorcycle going through there, and all of a sudden, boom! I just don't. If I was behind the wheel, I wouldn't be reacting the way I should.
Florida. There's a lot of Florida senior citizens here, and especially now that we have the snowbirds that are down, and that scares them. That scares them when a motorcyclist, especially a crotch rocket, wants to come down the center and just think you're entitled to do that. Well, you know what? You're not entitled. You're a driver just like we are. The only difference is we're surrounded by metal. You're not. Which means if you get into an accident, something bad can happen. If we get into an accident, something bad can happen, but not as bad as what you can. And I saw a couple of weeks ago, somebody hit a trike. A trike. Because he did that. With a trike. Which was idiotic to begin with. The bike is too wide. Why he wanted to do that, why he felt compelled to do that, and you know what? You know what the trike looked like? It was in pieces down 301. In pieces. And traffic was backed up. A complete shame because you want to be an idiot.
What, you think he got cut off or something?
I don't know. He was trying to go down the middle with a trike. I've never in my life seen that before.
Those things are about the size of a smart car. Why would you do that?
Well, this person felt he was entitled to do that, I guess.
All a car has to do is just veer over to the center there a little bit, and you're screwed. You're stuck.
Yeah, and that's right. So, my opinion, like I said, this is only my opinion. And in my brain, I'm thinking a lot. Boy, I wish karma would pay, is what I always wish. But you know what? Maybe it will later on. And one of these days, for you motorcyclists, you're not invincible. believe you me, you're not invincible. Because I'm going to tell you something. Bad things can happen. Especially I've seen too people on four-wheelers that do not belong on a street riding. And I'm going to give you a long example that happened a long time ago. One of my closest friends died on his four-wheeler.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
You were supposed to be there that day.
Correct. Because of crossing a street. And he died on his four-wheeler.
There was a group of them. Two of them crossed a street, and then it was his turn to cross over the street, but he didn't look to make sure everything was okay. When he crossed the street, he got hit and
died. Literally died. Young man with a whole life ahead of him, and a wife and a child, and he passed away at a very young age.
Very good guy.
And you know, it's a shame because it only takes that one mistake. One little mistake.
And the person who accidentally hit him, because it was kind of like a hilly road, so they were coming up on the thing, so they would have never even seen him. There was nothing that person can do. But that person was on vacation from up north, and wasn't he like a law enforcement or something?
I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a shame when I heard it later on. And
it was just crazy.
And you know, I was supposed to be there that day, and yet I was at Busch Gardens with a new ride that had just opened up years ago, and so I didn't go that day, even though I was called by that person first thing in the morning and talked to that person first thing in the morning. I was called, and I just ended up not going, and then I get a call 3 hours later telling me that there's been an accident, and then when I get back, I find out exactly what happened. So this is how dangerous that this can be.
The scary thing is like if you would have went, it could have been you.
It could have. It could have, or
maybe you could have,
or I could have prevented it,
and you could have prevented it.
I could have prevented it because me and him always rode exactly together, so I could have prevented it.
Or
because
you both could have got hit.
Correct. It could have been me too. So you know, you're not invincible, motorcyclists. You're not. No matter what bike you're on, whether it be any kind of bike, you're not invincible. You're more than anybody else. Anybody else. So anyway, now getting to the road rage in vehicles. Yeah, we'll let the motorcyclists take a break. So getting to vehicles. You know, in my job every day I see certain things that happen, and I think that to me are another problem, that are complete idiots. Can't tell you what I do, but let's say that I'm on the road every day. Let's put it that way. But
so you get a chance to see a lot.
Right, correct. And I fail.
That's what aggravates me, because it seems like that gives you more road rage because of everything that you see. So that way when we're going on the weekend doing something and you're barking at everybody to do this, that, and the other, it stresses me out.
It does, but it's so frustrating that you, as a supposedly a responsible driver, but a lot of people aren't responsible. And here again, I'm not singling out just the younger people, but it does seem like, in my opinion,
even the older people, they, might
in my opinion,
track of where they are.
It does seem that they think that they rule the road, especially, if you've got some sort of a little fast vehicle, you want to turn around and just think, well, you know what? I got this little fast vehicle. I'm going to go. So anyway,
our kids thought that way.
Well, yes. And many a times I get to the point to where it frustrates me so bad that, I just get real intense, and me, sometimes I even want to have the road rage, but I have to think that I have a lot at stake. I have a lot at stake with my job. I have a lot at stake with my family. I have a lot at stake with everything, so I'm not going to act on it. But would I like to act on some of them? Yes. But this is the thing, and this is the thing that me and you don't agree on. I feel that if you're coming up and it's a merge lane, why the heck do you have to, again, race just to get ahead for two cars? And I see mostly people on a certain street, and if we went to driving school, like I'm sure many of you people have, when a double line on a street, that states you're not supposed to pass. That's what that double line means. There is a no pass zone. But yet I will see
for that.
Right, and I will see a vehicle pass 10 cars at one time on that street constantly.
Going up a hill.
I see it in an interstate. I've seen somebody do it recently coming around a bend. And how stupid can you be to want to pass somebody when you're coming around a bend? Because you don't know what's coming around. Exactly. And you want to be that stupid in order to do that. I don't get it, And yeah, like I said, I do get irritated. I do I do want to have that road rage, and I'm not lying to you. I do. I get really, really frustrated. And I think that they should have consequences. I think there should be consequences. But unfortunately,
there are no consequences. Everybody gets away with everything, and they just get a little pop on the wrist, and that's the end of that. They just go and do it again.
And the thing of it is
do it again.
We don't have enough law enforcement officers to be able to monitor every street, every area, every place. We don't, because it would just cost multiple thousands of dollars. And you know what? I get that. I really do. And you know, there's, like I said, there's been so many times that I wish I had a Batman car that I can turn around and hit a button and I can shoot out spikes just to stop the person from doing what they're doing. Or there's a lot of times that and it's happened recently, we had a situation at my job that happened recently to somebody who made a mistake, a veteran of so many years, and made a simple mistake because he got irritated and made a move that he shouldn't have done, and he regretted doing it later. And you know what? I feel the same way. I want to make that move. I want to pull my vehicle over so I can't let you get over. I want to do that. And that's something that me and her argue about a lot. And she's always to me, why? Why do you want to do that? Why do you let this bother you? And I debate with her all the time that the reason why I let it bother me is because I'm on the roads all day. I'm everywhere around, and I'm driving a lot of times, and I see a lot of things, and I see a lot of ignorant people that want to just get somewhere so fast that it's not even funny, that they'll cause an accident. But they don't realize when they're trying to do this.
But the thing of it is it's not always that. What if that person that's trying to maneuver in a fashion that you don't approve of, didn't turn their blinker on, or didn't do what if they're new to the area? What if they have dementia? What if they're just having a really crappy day and, they're a little out of sorts?
Well, then, in my opinion, don't get behind the wheel. Don't get behind the wheel.
Okay, but you never know when something like that's going to strike.
Well, this is the funny part. And most people that I see doing this,
you're driving, all of a sudden, hands-free message comes over. Your whatever
shouldn't even be touching anything.
That's what I'm saying. Hands-free. You get a message, your car reads it out to you. You get this terrible message of whatever it may be, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh no, I was supposed to turn there. And then boom, you just hurry up and do it because you're flustered.
But you know what?
But you don't give anybody a chance.
No, I don't. I don't give everybody a chance, because the chances I see, just like we turned around and we saw, what did we see last night? Matter of fact, last night, what did somebody do? What ignorantly did somebody do? And you can't tell me they were from out of state because they had Florida tags. So they were from here. They know here. And I know the tag says Hillsborough County, so I know they know what's going on. But what did that person do?
That car,
yeah. What did that car do?
He went down the wrong way.
Exactly. And this is the problem. Somebody else gets killed.
But it was at a red light, and it was, that big median was in the way. It just, there was only one car sitting there. So for that person to think that might be another lane on the opposite side of him.
But that person could have killed somebody else for his ignorance. That's what you have to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you had a red light or whatever. You've got to pay attention.
He wasn't going
if
that fast.
It doesn't matter if you're a responsible driver. If you're a responsible driver and you took the courses to be a responsible driver, it nowhere tells you where you can drive. Doesn't matter if you had a red light, green light, purple light, blue. I don't care what light you're at. You never, ever go down the wrong lane. You know how many deaths we've had from... wait a minute.
Honestly, it wasn't clearly marked.
It's clearly marked with a median straight in the center, but that you go down one way and you saw this car's this way, car's that way.
You didn't see any markings on the road or anything that would lead
common sense would tell you that.
What if he's new to the area? This is the holiday season.
Oh, you with the new to the area. See, this is where, guys, this is where we debate.
Holiday season, family in town. This person's from out west. He doesn't know our road rules. He doesn't know that specific road is, whatever. And especially it was really late.
Okay, then I tell you what, answer me the question. Why did he turn down that road? Go down the wrong way just to come out through another little store that was right next to it, just to go to the way that he was coming from? Why?
It just proved that he really was the idiot that you called him.
Exactly.
But you're not right all the time.
I might not be right all the time, but I would say, and you can comment on this, guys, and you can quote me on this too. Probably 60% to 70% of the time, I'm right on what I say because I'm on the road so much and I see so much. You know, I saw the other day a dually, a big dually truck that had to ride in the turning lane for a half a mile just to get ahead of 5 or 6 cars. Why? Why can't you just wait like we do? Why? It's very simple, you know. And then I like the ones too that turn around and get in the turning lane, like they're going to turn with their turn signals on and everything, but yet when the damn light turns green, they want to cut in front of everybody and take off just because they're impatient and don't want to wait.
So tell me, you've never done that?
No, I have never done that. I have never put my turn signal on to make a left, and all of a sudden, I knew what I was going to do. You want to know how you know what these people are going to do?
But how many times has there been a situation where you've been in the road and thought, oh man, I should have turned there? So then it's like you look around, you don't see any cars, so you're like, okay, I'll just go ahead and go.
But I got a question. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? You're at a red light. You got cars lined up at a red light.
Yes, I do understand.
You get into the turning lane to make a turn to the left.
They're going to make a turn, and then all of a sudden they're there at the light and they're looking at the surroundings and thinking, this is not where I turn.
So that means you could just turn around and freely, when that lane starts to go, just jump in front of everybody?
Well, no,
or why
you
can't you?
shouldn't. You should wait, and when you have a safe
No, but
yeah,
but why can't you turn around and go make your turn, go around and make a U-turn and come back? Why? You want to know why? Because you're in a hurry. You know it's trafficy, and you just want to get home quicker. And the same thing happens when people are leaving in the morning to go to work. Guys, let me tell you something. I'm no perfect person. I'm not. But I leave my house in plenty enough time every day to get to my job. And I was taught this as a young man, that to leave your house early, because in case you have a problem, an accident, a flat tire, your car breaks down, you have time to be able to call your job as a responsible person and tell them that you're going to be late due to the fact of you've had an issue that you can't take care of. Now,
and not to mention, it gives you can relax, you can breathe, you can just, okay, fine, we have a problem. Let's make the phone call.
Correct.
You're leisurely doing what you have to do.
But it's just getting worse and worse.
If everybody would just leave 5 minutes, 5 minutes early every single day, I think it would eliminate a lot of this.
Yeah, it might. And then the same thing that we have talked before about, if you get into a road rage incident or somebody road rages against you or whatever happens.
Are you the aggressor or are you the victim?
Well, neither one right now. Right now, it's going to be about pulling out a firearm just because you get into
okay, but let's just say incident. A hypothetical. You're driving
hypothetically,
along, and somebody cuts you off or something, and then you're barking at them.
Okay, I'm the road. That at that time, I would be the aggressor, and if I was the aggressor,
and then he pulls out a gun.
Okay, but I'm going to put me as being the aggressor,
but
not him,
wouldn't pull
as
an
innocent person. But I'm just saying, I'm going to put me as an aggressor. My first tactic that I'm going to do, guys, I'm not going to turn around and go pull out my weapon and start firing shots at somebody, because not only is that illegal, but number two, you're firing shots and can hurt. There could be
innocent bystanders.
Right, or there could be a child in that car with that person. There could be a wife in that car with that person. There could be a family. You don't know. So you're going to turn around and pop shots, or you're going to go up to a window and fire at somebody through a vehicle, and you're going to let somebody's child or wife see you do that. I think, to me, if you have a road rage incident, guns should never be pulled out for the situation, because all you're doing is you're escalating the situation even worse. And you know what you've just done, which is even worse?
When we even took the class to get our concealed, it was said, if you're angry, if you're upset, if you're sad, if you're depressed, if you're this, if you're that, don't touch the weapon.
Exactly.
Leave it locked away.
Exactly. But we've seen an uptake in that too recently, where people have gotten in road rage, and the first thing you want to do is pull out your firearm. No, that is not the first thing you want to do. Okay. And yeah, a lot of times they just flash it. And I had an incident not too long ago that happened at a place that I was getting some food at, and the person got mad at a road rage, and then it turned around and it was going to escalate into something big, and I saw the person's hand right there on his firearm, getting ready to do something. To me, that would have been totally stupid. There's no need to do that. If everybody,
you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught, and you're gonna spend the rest of your life in jail.
Exactly.
Now, I mean, unless that's your high hopes for your future, then by all means.
Correct. So, pulling out your firearm when it comes to a road rage incident, or even doing anything about it, and believe you me, I have to learn too, because I don't pull my weapon out, but I do get angry. You know that.
You do get angry.
I get very angry. I get very angry to the point that it aggravates me.
I always tell you, how do you know that they don't have a gun? How do you know? And your words are always, well, by the time they pull their gun, I will have already pulled mine. And it's like, no, you wouldn't, because you're driving, you're paying attention to the road. You don't have a chance while, you and whoever is road raging together, blah, 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 and he pulls out a weapon. You're focusing on the road. You've got passengers in your car. That's just how it is. You don't have enough time to beat him to the punch to pull the gun. So, it just doesn't happen that way. And everybody seems to think that they're invincible. You too.
Yeah, I do.
Because you think, and even here at the house, oh, well, I'll hear it before anything happens out front. No, you won't.
Well, thing of it is,
I've been in and out, and you don't hear the bell. You don't hear anything.
The thing of it is that you can de-escalate a situation pretty easy, and that's what you really should be trying to do, is de-escalate. And even that doesn't go just for everybody else, but it goes for me too. De-escalating a situation would be the smartest thing to do. She's constantly telling me, and she'll throw every time I do get angry. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to get out and pull my gun because I don't feel, I'm an old school type of guy. You see these? This is what I'd rather use. I'm not one that's got to pull out a gun and hide behind a gun. I really don't need to do that.
Because this will give you the satisfaction.
But you know what? She constantly tells me, she goes, and you know what? She's right when she says it. She goes, is it worth it? Who's more irritated right now? You? Or is that person who's taking off and just going about their business?
Exactly.
And you know what? She's right. Who gets irritated? It's me.
You.
And like I say, it's because, excuse me.
It's
probably,
you see.
Yeah, it's probably because what I see all day long, and the idiots that I see,
other people who are in similar
professions as me, and have said
they've said the same
exact words, that
it was like talking to you all over again.
Right, and it's so frustrating out there, and especially when you watch idiot people turn around and think that they can jump in front of a semi and cut a semi off. Guys, let me give you a big giant clue here. A semi cannot stop quickly, and when he does, he's going to skid another 500 to 1,000 feet. Yep. He can't, or his trailer's going to come around and cause a multiple vehicle accident. Yep. So you know what? Stop being fools, and especially, I've seen so much of it in semis.
You don't know how much weight that semi has.
Exactly. Or you don't know what kind of flammable goods or anything like that's in the back that you can cause a catastrophe. Why? Because you want to be an idiot just to get ahead of people or cut people off. And I seen it. I was out this morning, and
and like 90% of those drivers are very safe. The semi drivers are pretty safe. They stay within their limits,
Well, you have some that are kind of,
you do have some
that that shouldn't be on the road driving, but that's another story. Yeah. But the ones who are safe, and the same thing with first responder vehicles, guys. It's the same exact thing. I've watched people try to pass. How idiot is that? And school buses are a very big thing too. I watch people blow a school bus stop sign. You know what? You could kill a child for that. I mean, there should be stiffer penalties when it comes to a bunch of different things. And when I see this stuff, like I tell you all the time when I come home and I say things all the time, I'm always in discussing things with you, and we debate over this situation constantly.
Well, I have an easy solution to all of it.
Yeah, guys, she's going to talk here in a second herself, and she's going to give you some input on what she feels that might help this situation. I don't feel it will, and I've explained that to her because we don't have the resources out there, and I don't think our local governments are going to want to spend the kind of money this would take to do this, even though she says they're in place right now. But I don't think that we're going to be able to, anybody's going to want to put the money towards this. But anyway, really quick, guys, try to calm down with the road rage incidents. If you're going to get mad, that's fine. If you, and I don't condone anything, but if you want to get mad at somebody and you want to pull into a parking lot and you want to hash it out, screaming and yelling at each other, fine. If you want to beat the crap out of each other, fine. But please, don't pull out a firearm and shoot anybody, because it's not necessary. Go the old-fashioned way. Don't hide behind the guns. You want to hide behind a set of guns? See these two right here? Hide behind a set like that. Don't hide behind a firearm where you can kill somebody. And then, that person who left that to go to work that morning or wherever they had left is now not going to be there, and their family relative, we don't understand what's behind this. Think about before you make your moves, and think about that if this was you, or if this was your family that this happened to.
Your father.
Exactly. Your
child.
Kids. How would you feel if somebody road raged with a firearm against your family? And they're not here right now, especially at holidays and any day of the week, any day whatsoever. Yep. We all do not want to
lose a loved one
whatsoever over stupidity and road rage. That's terrible, And this isn't a whole lot to do. It is a lot to do with guns, because here recently there's been a huge uptake in firearms and people shooting people because of road rage.
So, like your last episode about unlocked cars.
Yeah, things need to change, and we just need to get a more focused, and don't feel that we're entitled to just do what we want. And like I said, that goes for you motorcyclists and you drivers. Don't feel that you're entitled. We're not entitled to anything.
The same rules.
Right. We all put on our clothes the same way every day, and most of us have to go to work every single day, so we're not any different from anybody at all. Right. Now, so you said you had some sort of an idea that you thought that would be... I
just think that this is such a simple solution, and they already have the cameras on the billboards, on the signs, on the in the interstate, those going across. There's cameras up in there. I found this website, Florida 511. You can put any address you want there, and it'll show you the cameras that are in that vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
And this is... Yeah. Oh, and I was going to tell you, next time you want to show something, you got to kind of like put something behind it so the camera will focus on it.
Ooh, see how I'm getting told things?
Sorry.
See, it always happens.
I noticed you did that one time.
Guys, this always happens like this.
Is that, okay, there's cameras everywhere. Big Brother's always watching. Okay, so if you happen to notice, you're the driver, you notice that driver B over here is having road rage. Well, if my passenger safely can do so, take a picture of that tag, submit it all online, and say, okay, well, I was at the corner of this and this, and it was roughly around this time. This is the tag number, and it was road rage. Boom. You submit it online, don't have to talk to anybody, and whoever is on the other end that can watch those videos, take a quick little glimpse and see, oh yeah, well, they were right in what they were saying. Okay, now you got their tag number. Now you submit that to the auto insurance, and then they get their premium hiked up. Maybe when people are getting hit in the pocket, they'll stop doing the stupid stuff. I mean, that's just what it seems like, an easy solution to me. I don't know. He doesn't agree.
I don't agree, because I don't feel, like I said to you before, and like we talked about in the past, I don't feel we have the enough resources to do this. And I remember, like I had said a while back, not anything recently, but I told you a while back that I had to go to court for that red light infraction crap.
Right, but it's not only at red lights. I'm telling you.
I know.
It's at the street signs and everything.
I get it, but I had went
And then if there's a bad neighborhood, my sister was telling me something about there being a blue light or something, so it alerts the law enforcement to the vicinity.
But like I was saying, I turned around and went to that. I was literally 1 second, and that camera caught me. So I ended up going to court on it to fight it, right? I get in there, in this courtroom now. There were probably, I want to say, standing room only. I don't know how many seats were in there. Could have been 50, 60. But everybody in there, guys, was for the red light infraction. So the person, I don't want to, I'm not going to tell you his name because this happened years ago. But the judge said, if anybody's here for this kind of a situation, for the red light camera, please raise your hand. Well, almost a whole darn courtroom raised their hand. And he said, well, you know what? If you plead such and such and such, you pay this amount, and that's it. He goes, because honestly, this takes too much of our time to worry about things like this. And this is why I told you that you'd be taking up courtroom time for criminals, people who need to get in trouble, people that need that. I don't think that.
But so many people need a job. There's already the cameras implemented. Here, I'm showing you right here. I just typed in Tampa Bay, Hillsborough County, and Bruceby Downs, because it was the first road on there. Look, there's different angles.
You're right.
You can go next and see more. So the cameras are there. We go to Walmart and we go to Publix and every other grocery store, and we walk down the aisles, we pick up our groceries, we go to the register, we ring up our groceries, we bag our own groceries, and then we leave and put our own groceries in our car. So we're used to doing things for ourselves. Why can't we do this for ourselves? And all there has to be is a person on the other end that can verify what I submitted.
That's what I'm saying, though. Do we have the resources to do that?
Okay, but there's so many people that need jobs that can easily... Okay, who can't watch a TV screen?
Right, but it's up to our government.
And all you got to do is say yes or no.
Right, but it's up to the government to be able to...
I mean, that's a minimum wage position.
Yeah, but it's up to our government to be able to put that in place and to be able to create a position for something like that. And you got to understand, in every state, you have a governing body. And if that governing body does not approve that on a bill, it's not going to get approved, because you're looking at more dollars that you and me me as a taxpayer, that I have to pay even more to have somebody sit there and man that. To me, the simple situation would be...
But it's the way... Okay, so they get the money from the insurance company who raises their rent or raises their premium. And then, okay, so if they are able to raise a premium because of the camera situation that I'm talking about, then maybe 1 or 2% go back into, the person who's sitting there watching the TV screen and verifying yes or no that Lisa was right what she said.
Well, maybe that they're
so that 1 or 2% of whatever their hike is per year, per 6 months, whatever policy you have. I mean, maybe that would help pay a salary.
The thing of it is, maybe this video that we're doing today might turn around and somebody in a governing body or something like that might present that, and then they do a trial basis.
Of our viewers, if you know how you can forward it to the right person, maybe I don't know. Maybe we can get something.
Maybe
done.
it might get adopted, or a trial period might happen to see if that actually works, because everything is statistic based. And you've got to look at statistics. Unfortunately, that's the way they base everything, whether it be, even at my job, it's statistic based.
You turn on road rage. News, and every single time you're watching the news, there's a new incident.
Oh, yeah. Road rage is all over the place.
It's everywhere.
And it's getting worse when people are road raging with guns.
And there's no consequences.
No.
None.
No. And, I've seen...
If you shoot someone, if you get caught, then... This is so easy. Hit him where it hurts, in the pocket.
There's been so many instances too that I've watched here recently, and me, I hate social media. I am not a social media buff. I barely even know how to work my phone unless you're helping me or somebody else is helping me, because I barely even know how to do that, guys. But I was looking on social media and I saw a road rage incident where somebody threw a brick at somebody's window. Really. And I'm going to give you another instance that was wild too.
Now,
at my job,
on the ground doing that?
Yeah, they were at a light, and the person gets out of a car.
See, I've heard of people being on an overpass and throwing a rock.
No. They got out of the car and threw a brick because they got where the brick actually came from, I have no idea. But they got out of the car, grabbed it from off the ground wherever it was, and threw it at somebody, and picked it up again and threw it back at the person. And that car had kids in it. So really, you're doing that, and these kids are getting traumatized by that? That was a little crazy. And then recently, it just happened to one of my coworkers, actually, where a brick was thrown at his vehicle because of a road rage incident. Really, is that what we've got to come down to fight, to shoot people and throw?
But hey, like you said, at least they didn't go for the gun first.
You're right. You're right. They didn't go for the gun.
Stick to your guns.
Yeah, just being a little funny, aren't we? Nice. She likes to throw the little funny comments in, but it's just. this road rage stuff has got to stop because it gets worse and worse by the day. And, you can't turn on the news for 1 minute without seeing a death of road rage or a road rage incident or hit and runs and things like that. Right. And you know what a big thing too is and I'm not singling out anybody, but it seems like I might be signaling out a few people. But in the state of Florida here, we have too many unlicensed drivers driving on the streets, getting in accidents, leaving the scene of accidents. And I'm not going to focus on just one minority of people.
Because it's anybody. It's everybody. My cousin has done it. My cousin has driven a car with his license suspended.
But if you're illegally in this state and why you're driving and why employers are hiring you to work and drive company vehicles and you're getting in accidents and causing deaths, we have a problem here. And our current administration that we have
back on that employer as well.
Correct. And our current administration that we have right now, unfortunately, not caring about us enough and worrying about everything else. And I understand worrying about other things. I get it. I'm all for what things are being done. I'm all for all that stuff. But it starts at home.
Sometimes you gotta take care of your own a little bit.
Exactly.
Too.
And it just doesn't seem that our current administration right now.
Make it a little more even.
And I'm not going to be mean or anything, but we know who I'm talking about, everyone. Our current administration.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that because I'm trying
to lose viewers just because you have an opinion.
I know I have my opinion, but our current administration.
We can talk about that off the camera.
Yeah, if they could turn around and just adapt strong rules and stronger penalties, and stuff like that, I think a lot of stuff would go away. I mean, I really do.
There has to be consequences.
I was always taught,
to do the right thing.
Right, but I was always taught too, and my family always taught me this. Number one, I have a no bailout policy.
And that's my policy.
That was mine when I was younger. And number two, an eye for an eye. And that's the problem. Too many things get let go and too many people get slapped on the wrist and get to go. And then a year, 6 months, whatever they commit something bad. Because I hate to say this, there's reform out there. There is. But it always seems like you get some people who do reform and do well.
Yes.
But then you get other ones that
they see how much easier it is to do the crime and
not worry about doing the time.
Exactly.
Because you get 3 meals a day. You get a roof over your head. Yeah, it ain't fun, but you get 3 meals a day and a roof over your head. So I guess for some people, they don't care.
Exercise, socialize.
Yeah, I guess they don't care. But, for some of us out there, it's terrible. But, guys, road rage is it's a bad thing. And especially using a firearm, not necessary. You know what? You, as a responsible person, as a responsible gun owner, should know that we don't pull our firearms unless
we intend to kill
or we feel our life is in danger. That's when we pull our firearms. Yeah. We do not pull it for any other reason, but unless we feel that our lives are in danger. And so many times it just happens totally different, and it needs not to, be responsible. That's why you've gotten this firearm. That's why you're supposed to be learning about this firearm and supposed to learn the rules and everything, which a lot of people don't,
See, now they've changed the rules on everybody. You don't have to have a concealed permit.
Well,
you could just have a gun, period, the end.
Yes.
Willy-nilly.
Correct.
Anybody, everybody, whatever. And there's not even an online course that they make you take to learn just the basics.
But you know what? That's
how this whole channel came about.
Well, I have learned
because people need to know.
Well, I have seen recently. I've been in a few gun stores this past few days, and I have seen a lot of people actually in class still taking their concealed weapons permit.
Yes.
But you want to know why they're doing that, and that's it's understandable why they're doing it, because if you have it, you can walk out with a gun. Hi guys, and welcome back again. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty again with the camera. It seems like for some reason my computer system at 44 minutes wants to shut down for some reason. I got to check that out and ask my son. He's the computer guru on this.
I think it's telling us that we might need to wrap this up.
Yeah, it's telling me I got to shut up, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people are probably saying, okay, guys.
Yeah, it's enough, But anyway, guys, let's be responsible gun owners and, stop the road rage, not pull your gun on a road rage situation. Do like my wife does to me. Tell me that my job, think about your job, Diaz. Think about this. Think about that. Think about this.
Family.
And
everything that you want to do in your retirement and everything like that. Arrive alive.
Yeah, she tells me that all the time. So, guys, go by that. And, wives, if you're with your husbands, or husbands, if you're with your wives, if your wives are doing it, let them know that, that de-escalate the situation due to the fact that there's a lot that could be lost.
It's not worth your life.
Correct. Anyway, guys, thanks for the likes, subscribes, and the comments you've been giving me. I told you I'd have this great special guest on, and she's the one who does, and like I said, she is my wife. She's the one that's behind the thumbnails, the editing that goes on here.
He's been asking me, and I
yeah, she didn't want to do this.
I guess I felt passionate enough about this topic
that she wanted to get on and just talk a little bit about it, and give her voice of opinion and give an idea that she has that hopefully that it might turn around and somebody might hear this and somebody might say something to somebody, and that might develop into a little bit of a trial basis and see if that actually would work, where you can report people and that would be their consequences in their pockets.
I mean, we do everything else for ourselves. Why can't we, stop the road rage?
Yeah. Stop the road rage. Stop it. That's about all you can do. And again, she's the one that I showed that her gun was on a little while ago that everybody liked. That
my little Taurus.
Your little Taurus. She loves that little gun.
He
and
keeps
that was
telling me, why don't you get another one? Why? I've already got the perfect gun. I love this gun. I can.
Yeah, that's her baby, and she won't trade that thing.
I don't want to get familiarized with 10 other guns. I want to be able to familiarize with my gun, be ready in the event that I need to use it. I don't have to think, okay, which gun am I holding? No, this is my gun. That's my girl. She's the one that's going to save my life. Unless he does. I mean, you've been there for me in the past, so I guess you'll.
I try.
I haven't run you off yet.
No, not yet. I got the bigger gun though. She's got the littler one. I got the bigger one.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
That's fine. That's but it's not.
Good things come in small packages.
Yeah, I guess you're right when it comes to that one, because boy, I'm taller. I'm a little bit taller than you too. So good. The good things do come in small packages. I gotta admit, I was lucky when I got her. So I can't say. So
was I.
I can't say anything bad. And yeah, we have our little spouts every now and then, but because every time I buy a new gun, she wants to choke me. So but this is how I am. But anyway, guys, it was great talking to you, and like I said, I hope everybody had a happy New Year and a wonderful Christmas, and you got everything you wanted.
New Year's is tonight, so everybody be safe.
And enjoy yourself. Be safe.
If you can stay put, stay put.
Don't drink and drive, and
have a designated driver.
Yeah, and just be safe, and again, thanks for all the subscribers and the likes and the comments, especially the ones I've gotten recently. I really appreciate it, and if I don't comment back at you and respond to you within 24 hours, believe you me, I will try to. But I do work
too.
Don't
let me find out about it.
Yeah, I do work too. So, it might take me 12 hours, 11 hours, but I'll get to you before that 24th hour hits.
Before you.
And, like I said, new things are coming up this year. New situations will happen. I don't want to really talk about it and get into it right now, but you're going to see a lot of different things from the Gungeon.
Changes.
Yeah, and you're going to see, you might see her come on again sometime and talk about something else, but a topic she'll think of.
Yeah, there was that one other topic.
Correct, but there's going to be a part 2 on this, because I want to hear a younger person's view in their 20s, how they feel about this situation. So we'll do another part 2 of this video later on in the near future, and you'll hear another side of it, not just an old man like me and a younger woman like her. You'll hear a very young person side of it and see how they feel about it. And
the ones that we are basically
Speaking of, but
I mean, they're the entitled ones. I mean, how many times has our son said, "Oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing."
Correct.
And here I am.
Correct. But anyway, guys, road rage, it's not necessary. And take your time getting to work, and don't feel that you are entitled to pass people and do stupid stuff on motorcycles and in cars. It's not worth it. Arrive at home at night. When you leave in the morning, plan to come home at night. Don't be stupid and leave in the morning all happy and go lucky and everything, and then you don't make it at night because you are being stupid. So
that being said, I think you should always tell your spouse how much you love them before they leave the house.
Correct.
Because you never know if that's the last time you'll say it.
Nope, that's true.
Spouse, children, family.
Everything, because without family, it just doesn't work, you know what I mean? And nope. There's a right or wrong out there, and I think we just need to know those right and wrongs. And,
Well, sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. Sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're right.
Correct.
I mean, we can't all be right all the time, so, I mean, we're human.
Yep,
we're not flawless.
Yeah, we're not flawless, and I'm not either. And like I said, but anyway.
Let's just try to do our best.
Correct. Well, anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up now. Anyway, thank again for the likes and subscribes. I know I've said it a million times already today in this video, and she's probably going to say something to me afterwards because she always does.
I call him Repeat.
Yeah, Pete the Repeater. Or Peg Leg Pete. I get called a lot of different names, but anyway,
That's only in the summer when we can actually see your legs.
Yeah, I don't like to show my legs much. See, that's why I'm always wearing, my Adidas. This is my uniforms.
Here we go again, going into other topics.
But anyway, we're gonna get off of here, and we're gonna, wish everyone a happy New Year, and let you guys enjoy your New Year's Eve, and we'll see you here soon. There'll be another video coming out next Sunday. Alrighty.
What's today?
Today is Sunday, so. This one will air Wednesday.
This will air now.
No, there's one airing today already.
Oh.
So this will air Wednesday, guys, and then I'll do one, and hopefully I'll have Austin back by then. If not, I'll be doing it by myself. But one will come out next. This one here will come out Wednesday. The one after will come out next Sunday. So just to keep everything going. Alrighty, guys. Have a great day from the Gungeon and the Gungeon. Peace out.